students, I heartily welcome each and everybody for this session. Today's session is going to be a wonderful session on the topic of yeah, intellectual property rights and IP management for startup. So, Dr. Selladurai Sir, Assistant Professor in Commerce, Karunya Institute of Technology and Science, Coimbatore is the resource person. Before starting that, let me briefly introduce about him. He is now an assistant professor in commerce in Karunya Institute of Technology. He did his bachelor of BCom, MCom, by MPhil, all from AVS College of Arts and Science Salem, and PhD degree from Periyar EVR College Autonomous in Tiruchirappalli. His work experience stints for the past 10 years. He has got many funded programs, and he has got Best Researcher Award from Indian Academic Researchers Association, Young Scientist Award from Department of Zoology, SJ University, and Best Teacher Award in Tamilaivu Sangam in the year December 2022. He has authored some books, Technopreneurship in India, Entrepreneurship Development, and Economic Empowerment in Tiny Agricultural Sector in India. He has acted as resource person in many of the events, and he is also members of various reputed professional bodies. His publications include some 30 papers in journal and 30 papers in various conferences. So I am happy to have such a very good resource person for this event. So thank you, sir. I directly hand over the session to Dr. Selladurai sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the brief intro about the speaker. And my sincere thanks to, first of all, I have to thank Mr. Ipr Selladurai Sir for giving me this opportunity for delivering a session to you. Right. As well, I have to thank our head of the department, Mr. Vinegar Praveen, as well the principal of the institution, Dr. Jasper, as well the director of the institution, George Sir. Thank you so much for your kind opportunity. Not wasting much of time, directly I am moving to the topic. Today we are going to speak about, uh, first of all, I have to share my screen. Just a second. Let me give me a moment for sharing the screen. There. Um, yes, that's it. Slides. Okay, right. This is our topic, IPR, as well the IP management for startup. Right. This is our topic, and this is the whole concept of our today's program. Right. My kind question is whether my screen is visible to you all. If anybody, please respond me because I'm just viewing my screen only. Whether my screen is visible. Yeah, okay. சார் இப்போ இங்கிலீஷ்லயே ஃபுல்லா கொண்டு போயிட்டுமா இல்ல பசங்களுக்கு தமிழ்ல கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சம் இன்ட்ராக்டிவா? Okay, then I will manage with English. There is no problem for the students, right? Okay, sir. Right. Intellectual property, this is the whole concept of our today's session, as well the how we are going to manage this IP in our earliest startup or as well in our business, right? How many of you knows this concept in your school days? If you are knowing this concept, intellectual property, that means you are so blessed, right? Can we have some responses from you? What do you mean by IP, or what do you mean by IPR? If anybody knows something means, kindly share it. It will be very useful for us with the student community as well from outside also. If you are not able to talk means no problem. I am ready to continue my session. Right? Yes. Either chatbots or most preferably just switch on your mic. Try to speak something related to the IPR because all of you knows these concepts frequently and regularly because we are connecting frequent programs regarding this IP management. Right. So surely you will know something about this. What do you mean by intellectual? What do you mean by property? What do you mean by rights? And why we have to protect our intellectual property rights from the society? Right. This is the whole concept of today's session. IPR refers to creation of minds. Okay. Thank you so much. Then anybody responses? And my sincere thanks to Roslyn ma'am. Thanks for the response. Okay. Now I'm moving on to my session. Intellectual property. Right. Intellectual means we have the power to think, to act, to behave, to react, to create, right? To imagine, right? These all comes under the concept of intellectual, right? You are going to do by your own self, right? Not pushing by some others. Clear? So you are going to create your own idea. You are going to imagine your own dream, right? You are going to create your own creations like an art, a music, a paint, or something else. By creating yourself will be considered as the intellectual, right? Clear? Okay. And property means your mobile phone, your house, or your time, or your money, right? Which will be called as the property of our society, or property of this Mother Teresa Engineering College, or property of the Tuthupudi, or property of this India. Property means having some, yeah, I'm expecting some responses from your side. Property means something very valuable, right? Which is very valuable. It belongs to us, will be considered as the our property, right? And what I mean by the rights, rights is the basic thing of each and every human as well every being. Clear? Okay. Uh, how many of you uh, seen this image? How many of you using this image in your daily life for sharing your emotions, for sharing your feelings, right? Instead of saying hi, we are trying to say our goodbye or good morning. I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling sad. I'm so hungry. Each and every feelings, we are going to convey this by a small smiley, right? But how many of you knows this smiley is earning $500 million, right? Are you believe? Are you going to believe this? In this, a single smiley image is earning nearly $500 million a year. Yeah. But how many of you knows the background story of this smiley? Right. This was created by Mr. Harold Ball. Right. He is an artist, and this was created nearly 50 years back. Right. In the year 1960, it was created by an artist, and this was created by an insurance company. An insurance company is invited this artist for creating some interesting paints or drawings inside the company that will encourage or that images should motivate the employees, those who are working inside the insurance company. Clear? Okay. And that artist take a white paper chalkboard, make a circle inside that yellow color paint, and it looks like a smiling face, right? And he placed it around 5 or 10 in the wall, right? It will take around 10 to 20 minutes for completing this task, and he got rupees $40. Sorry, that's not a rupees. He got $40 for his work, right? So that $40 smiley image has converted into nearly $500 million, right? But this was not properly patented by that artist, right? This is the twist of the story, right? This is the fact that smiley was created by an artist, right? So the idea, the intellectual was came from that artist only. He created that smiley image in the year 1960. Clear? Okay, kindly follow the story. But he failed to patent his intellectual property, right? He failed to patent his own creation as well. The work was extracted from the insurance company. The insurance company is invited that person to create this icon, right? As well, the insurance company is also failed to patent this, right? The insurance company is also not patented this image. Artist also not patented this image. And in the year 1970s, uh, I forgot the exact year. I can't remember. Right, in the year 1972 to 75, right, the French newspaper pasted this smiley logo in their front sheet. Okay, right. From that day onwards, their newspaper selling was so high. Right, suddenly the sales of that particular newspaper was increasing. Yeah. So on that day onwards, the newspaper was frequently using this smiley image on their newspapers, right? And later, that newspaper owner patented this smiley image. Clear? From the year 1985 to 1990, so many companies are trying to use these smiley images in their business also, right? Like Levi's, a better denim company. Clear? So these kind of patents should be filed properly, right? Yeah. So from this, the story was over, and now I'm going to move on my next chapter. A property can be basically classified into two categories, right? A property can be basically classified into two categories. The first one is physical property, and the second one is intellectual property, right? And the physical property means we all knows and we all can easily say that a land or a building, right? And a car and a jewels, right? Ornaments, cash, wallets, bikes, right? Mobiles, laptops. Okay, so these are considered as the physical properties, but the intellectual property means a book, right? But you can easily say that, sir, book is a physical property, sir. Book is not a intellectual property, right? We can easily touch that book. We can easily took that book. We can easily throw that book, no problem. So if we are going to do this physical activity means this will be considered as a physical property. So, but you are trying to cheat me. This is not a intellectual property. This is a physical property, right? Okay, your answer is very good, right? Book is an physical property, but the content, that information, that messages which is conveyed through that book is an intellectual property, right? That is fully copyrighted by the author of the book, right? We are not going to claim any rights on the informations which are published in the book. Clear? Okay. So the book will be considered as a physical property, but the information which are covered by that book will be considered as an intellectual property, and that whole property will be copyrighted by the authors alone. Clear? Right? As well, the music, right? The music composer is the whole property owner of the tunes or music or something else, right? As well, the drugs we cannot able to um, file a patent on the drug, but we can able to file a patent on the formulation for the chemical reactions, as well the 3D models, right? Okay, so this is the basic difference between these two categories. One is physical property and second one is intellectual property. Physical property we can easily touch, we can easily feel, but the intellectual property we cannot easily touch or feel. That is a pure creation of someone. Clear? That idea, that imagination will be considered as that intellectual property, and it should be properly patented, copyrighted, protected, right? And that work was done by the IPR, intellectual property rights. Okay, right? And this is the logo of Airtel, logo of Tata, logo of State Bank of India, the leading bank in India, right? And this is, we all know that Xiaomi, right? That means we can easily say that Redmi, right? Mobile phones are there, laptops are there, TVs are there, trimmers are there, earbuds are there. So many products will be comes from the banner of MI. This is the very common feature for all Play Store, right? And these are the common logos. No, this is not the common logo. This is a particular logo of a particular brand, right? So these all logos are already patented. Yeah. So we cannot able to use these logos for our personal use without their consent, right? So we have to get the consent from their particular company, and then we can easily replace them, right? And this is the definition of intellectual property. And so many of you doesn't like the theoretical part of the session, but as a brief, IP refers to the creation of mind, such as inventions, literary, artistic works, designs, symbols, names, images using commercial activities. Right. This will be called as the intellectual property in general. Right. This is not a particular. In general, this will be considered as an IP. Yeah. This is the image. Right. Just watch it closely. Okay. Why we are locking our bicycle or our two-wheeler or our car or our transportation vehicles, right? Why we are going to lock it? Because this is our own property. Nobody should steal it from us, right? This is the main concept of locking our vehicles or property. Clear? As well as well, we have to protect our intellectuals also, right? The first line, just like a bicycle lock protects your bike or a bicycle against theft, right? So the lock is going to protect our property from stolen by the robbers or theft. Like that, intellectual property also protects your intellectual creations against theft by someone else. Yeah. Okay, this is the main concept of this program. Why we need IPR? Is there any motto behind this? Why we need IPR? Right. The first one is to exclude others to use our own invention, or we are going to prevent them by copying our own creations, right? This is the first concept. We are going to ignore that kind of activities by protecting our own creations, right? So we are going to exclude others to use for invention or copy your own work or your own symbols or your own ideas or your own inventions. Yeah. And the second concept is economic benefit. Right? Okay. The first one, we are going to stop the stealing activities by others of our own creation. Right. As well. Second, we are going to gain some economical benefits by doing a property right. Patentable property are going to give you the financial benefits. Okay, right? How many of you knows this IPR are also going to give some finance for you? Okay, the types of an IPR. These are the types of IPR. The first one, patents. We all know very well about this. Patents, trademarks, copyrights, industrial design, plant variety, trade secret, layout designs. That means that industrial designs, geographical indication. Right. These are the main subcategories of this intellectual property rights. Right. But we are not going to see this all in our session, but we are going to focus on some of the important areas by this. Okay. The first one is patents. Patent is an exclusive right granted for an invention, which is a product or a process that provides, in general, a new way of doing something or offers a new technical solution to a problem. To get a patent, technical information about the invention must be disclosed to the public in a patent application. Period of patent will be 20 years from the date of priority, and territorial rights is there, right? And negative right means a right to stop others to use our own creation, right? Before going to this, we should know, right, which or comes under the patent, right? Patentable means that creation should be very useful as a commercial product by the industrials, right? If you are going to create something and that will be useful for the society and it will be easily commercialized by the industrialist or a corporate means you can easily get a patent for a product, right? And that patent is a very valuable patent means surely you will get a lump sum amount of royalty from the users or from the customers, right? And the duration of a single patent will be 20 years, right? And after 20 years, you can renew your patent. Otherwise, that patent will be generalized or it will be distributed to the public, and anyone can use your patentable product or patentable creation, right? You cannot claim any royalty from them. Okay, till 20 years you can claim your royalty, but after beyond 20 years you cannot able to claim your royalty from the general public or the users, right? And there is a concept of territorial rights. Territorial right means this intellectual property is specific for India as well as specific for other countries. Clear? Territorial right means is nothing but we are having our own Aadhaar card or our own voter ID or our own um, driving license, right? Okay, driving license. We can take driving license. Clear? We are having driving license and it was obtained from India, right? Okay, Indian transportation has given me a driving license for riding a bicycle, sorry, riding bikes and vehicles throughout India. Clear? Kindly observe my words. So I got a driving license from India and I can travel anywhere in India, right? No one can able to question me. But I'm going to somewhere other countries like Pakistan or Sri Lanka or China or some Australia or New Zealand, right? But I cannot able to drive my vehicle in their countries because if I'm going to their countries and I need to ride my vehicle means I have to get a special or a particular driving license which is issued by that government, that country, right? Because we can say that I already got my driving license from India, but I'm not able to ride my vehicle in Canada because Canadian government is going to issue their own driving license. Like that, territorial rights means each and every country having their own property rights, intellectual property rights, right? If I patented my product in India means I can protect my creation only in India, not able in other countries, right? If I want to protect my creations in each and every country means I have to get a proper patents from each and every countries. Okay, this is called as territorial rights. Okay, if I want to protect my creation in India, I can easily get the patent rights from India, right? But I cannot save the same patent in Pakistan because Pakistan having their own IPR. Okay, clear. The second one is a negative right. That means we are having the right to stop others to use our own creation. Yeah. Okay. And these are the patentable points. Our creation should be a novel one, right? Should be a unique one. It should not be a copied one from somewhere else, right? And the second one is it should have an inventive step. So that means should we have a process of inventing this creation, right? And the third one is industrial applicability, the most important one in IPR. Our creation should be a corporated one, right? It should be commercialized one. All the general public are able to use these patentable products that will be easily patentable. Yeah. And for your kind information, we are going to see some most valuable patents from our lifetime. Right, we are going to see the most valuable patents from our lifetime. And the first one is the light bulb. Right? We all know that the bulb was invented by Thomas Alva Edison. Yeah. Okay. And it was created by Thomas Alva Edison. It was awarded in the year 1872, right? But an English inventor called Joseph Swan has received a patent for a similar product in England at the same time. Later, the two joined hands to form Edison and Swan United Electric Light Company. Edison had 1,993 patents. Kindly note this: Edison alone had nearly more than 1,000 patents on his name. Right? Are you able to believe this? Because Thomas Alva Edison is a scientist, we all know that, but he can able to patent more than 1,000 creations by his own. Right? Yeah. And the second one is the telephone we are frequently using in our lifetime. Right. So the first one is electric bulb. The second one is the telephone. Right. Because without telephone we cannot able to survive in our daily life. Because a mobile phone or telephone is a part of our not a life in our part of a body, right? Okay, yeah, because all the time we are having a mobile, we are holding a mobile during the sleeping time also. Okay, the first telephone was invented by Alexander Graham Bell in the year 1876, but Bell went on to found the American Telephone and Telegraph Company. The company expanded to control all telecommunications and become the world's most significant in industry. Is an industry remote today. Yeah. So the first one is electricity bulb. The second one is telephone. This is the most valuable patents till now. And the third one is the computer. Right? Are you able to believe this? Because IT is the backbone of each and every industry. Each and every corporate is going to focus on their IT. Right. So computer is it their most valuable patents in this society. Yeah. And the fourth one, I think this is the last one, I think, right? But I can't sure. Bluetooth. How many of you agree with this concept? Bluetooth is a valuable patent. Are you sure? Are you able to agree with this? Because this Bluetooth was invented by Jack Hudson, right? And for what purpose we are using our Bluetooth? Can any of you please tell me how this Bluetooth is helping you? Any answers from your side? Okay, no problem. I'll continue my session. In the earlier stages, Bluetooth was useful and used to connect to devices, right, for sending some messages or information from one device to another device. But later, this Bluetooth was considered as the most efficient tool for connecting two or more devices at a time, right? And similarly, we can connect most of our products and devices through Bluetooth, right? For example, we can easily send a document from mobile to mobile. The first concept, we can easily connect our Bluetooth device like our AirPod, our laptop computers, our smart TV, right? As well, this Bluetooth is using as a room sensor for switch on the ACs, lights, fridges, right? So this Bluetooth is acting in our daily life in each and everywhere. Clear? Okay, right. And we are frequently saying that pattern, pattern, pattern. But how many of you knows the first pattern? The first patent was awarded in the 15th century. Right now we are in our 21st century. Right. Filippo is the man first who recorded his invented and received the patent for his creation. Right, and it was awarded in the year 1421. Right, in the 15th century. Near now we are in 2023. Nearly 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. Nearly 600 years ago, the first uh, patent was filed in our society. Right. This is for your kind information. If you want means, you can take a snap of this also. Clear? Okay. iPhone, commonly known as the Apple product. Right. How many of you having this? Can I have some answers for this question? How many of you having Apple iPhone or Apple smartwatches or Apple gadgets? If you are having means, you can switch on your mic and tell me. Otherwise, you can just put it in the message box. No problem. Yes, sir. I'm having an iPhone with my mobile in my hand, in my home, in my pocket. Nobody from Teresa College having iPhone in your hand. No, I can't believe it. Okay, let's move on to the next session. iPhone by Apple. Right. I am frankly saying that, yeah, we all know that iPhone is a very expensive mobile phone in our market, right? But are you agree with me or not? Apple
Yes,
company
sir.
is, yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you. Apple company, right? Apple company is the most costliest corporate company for these electronic gadgets, right? But they are getting their most of their income from their patents only, not from their products, right? Clearly understand my point. Most of the income which is earned by the Apple company is completely from their patents, not from their products. They are going to sell their products and they are not going to earn their profits. They are going to sell their patentable patents to other companies, to other industries, and from that they are getting most of their incomes, right? And I will explain you which of the what are the companies are going to follow the patents of Apple company. Clear? We are using the smartphones, right? This is the image of a smartphone, right? And this smartphone was invented by someone else, right? But it was properly patented by the Apple company, right? We are using so many mobiles in our hand, right? Like Apple, some of using Samsung, some of they are using Sony, some of they are using Nokia, some of they are using Redmi, Oppo, Vivo, right? So these companies are going to pay the royalty for using this touch display smartphone, right? Because this smartphone is not the creation of a Samsung. This is not the creation of the Redmi, Xiaomi, right? This is the creation of Apple, right? So Samsung is copying this, Xiaomi is copying this. So which are going to copy this content from Apple is going to pay the royalty for them. Clear? Okay. Now think that each and every mobile is paying their royalty to the Apple company, right? Clear? Like that also smartwatches. Like that also AirPods, AirBuds. Yeah, I will explain you each and everything in the following slide. Yeah, this was the patent filed by the Apple company alone, right? From the year 2000, because a patent having 20 years validity, right? So from the year 2000 to 2020, they filed approximately thousands, sorry, lakhs of patents in their own name, in the name of Apple alone. Yeah, in the year 2000, the patent was 300, 436, 670, 619, 845, 4000, like that. In the year 2020, their peak of registering a patent is 9,494. Nearly 9,500 patents was filed by Apple company in the year 2020 alone. Right. In the 2020 itself, they filed around 9,500 patents. Right. But we can think that in the year 2021 and 22 and 23, why this sudden drop was happened, right? Because Apple company is able to file a huge amount of patents in a year. In the year 2020, they filed around 9,500 patents. But in the year 2021, the filed patents count was just 6,000. In the year 2022, that means the last year, the filed patent count was just 4,000. But this year, they filed around just 200 patents on the banner of Apple. May I know why this? Can anyone of you please tell me why this sudden fall has happened? I think you are very bright students and you can easily able to answer this question. In the year 2020, 9,500. The 2000, in the year 2020, 6,000. In the year 2022, 4,000. In the year 2023, just 200 patents was filed by Apple. What is the reason behind this? Why this sudden fall has happened? Okay, I will tell you the exact answer. Because for getting a patent, we have to wait minimum 18 months, right? 18 months means nearly for 1.5 years, right? So for getting a patent, we have to wait nearly 1.5 years. So in the year 2020, they filed some patent. In the year 2021, they file application for getting a patent means that patent will be published in the year 2023 or 2024. Yeah. Okay. So only this sudden fall has happened. Okay. I think now you got the point. Yeah. And let me move on next slide. Apple patents portfolio. This is the uh, number of count which was patents filed by the Apple in the country wise. Right. US having the most number of patents filed in a particular nation. As well in India, just 1,500 patents were filed till now. Clear. So till 2023 in India, just 1,500 patents was filed by Apple. Right, these counts are filed by Apple alone. Companies are using Apple patents to advance their research. Right, kindly follow this concept. This is the most important one. Right, the company Samsung nearly copying the patent which was filed by the Apple is more than 5,000. As well, the Microsoft is following the patents more than 2,500. These are used for advancing their research. As well, Apple companies all also following some other patents which was already filed by maybe Samsung or maybe Microsoft or maybe Google. Right? But this count is followed by other companies which was already patented by the Apple. Okay, right? Clear. And this is the most top companies only. And the list was very huge. Clear. And this is the image of our great hero Michael Jackson. Right. And this is a step which was patented by the great pop dancer. And this patent was filed for anti-gravity illusion. Right. They can easily um, drop 45-degree without any support and they can get back easily. Right. And this creation was patented by Michael Jackson in the earlier stages. Um, Hridayeswar Singh Bhatti. How many of you knows this name earlier? I think, I hope nobody. Hridayeswar Singh. He is a small kid, right? He was an Indian student who invented a six-player chessboard, right? Frequently, usually we are using chess to play, and only two players are playing at a time in a chessboard. Clear. But Videsh Singh is a school student and he invented a special customized chessboard and they nearly 12 people or 12 candidates can play this chess at a time. Right? Are you able to believe this? Right. And this was happened in the year 2020, sorry, 2012 itself. Right. Okay. At the age of 9, Videsh Singh invented this concept and I can show this. This is the image of that six, sorry, 12 players playing a chessboard at a time. Right. Frequently, we are using a two-player chessboard, but this is a 12-player chessboard. That means six games can play at a time. Yeah. Okay. And this was done in the year 2012 itself. If they have properly patented this and it is a commercially successful product, means right now, Vijay Singh will be a billion. Right. Juridification of patent office. We all know that in India, four patent offices are there. One in Mumbai, one in Chennai, one in Kolkata, and one in New Delhi. For North region, New Delhi. For East region, Kolkata. For West region, Mumbai, and for South region, Chennai. Right, and we can apply our patent through any offices, no problem. If we are located at Thuthukudi and Chennai is our nearly located office, but I'm mm, comfortable in registering in Delhi or Mumbai, we can easily register our invention at any of these four offices, no problem at all, right? Yeah. This is a very informative one, which are not patentable, right? The first one is very obvious thing cannot patentable, right? Very common things cannot be patentable, right? Contrary to well-established natural laws, cannot be properly patentable. Injurious to public health cannot be properly patentable, right? If we are going to invent something and that invention will be harmful for the society, means we cannot able to properly get a rights for that one, right? And major arrangements or rearrangements for our invention will not get patents properly. That means how we can say that, two-wheeler having their headlamp as well. Four-wheeler also having their headlamp. Otherwise, we can choose to we can pick two-wheelers, right? One two-wheeler is a bike and one two-wheeler is a bicycle, right? Bike having their own headlamp, but bicycle doesn't have their own headlamp. So I'm going to invent a bicycle with a bike headlamp, right? So I'm going to rearrange the concepts of a bike and bicycle, and that will not get a proper pattern from the IPR office, right? So discovery of scientific principles, discovery of living thing and non-living substances in nature, method of agriculture and horticulture, right? And this cannot be properly patentable. Yeah, this is the patent filing process. This is the most commonly mistakes by an investor. If you are going to invent something, or you are going to create something, or you are going to invent an idea for a commercial purpose, means don't do these kind of mistakes before filing your patents, right? Publish your own inventions before filing a patent will lead to an non-patentable product, right? So don't disclose your inventions to anyone else or through public. Yeah. So don't publish your work before getting patent for or filing a patent for your product. Use of invention in public or commercial use of invention in public or even in secrecy prior to filing patent application. So don't try to uh, reveal your invention in front of public or to anyone else. It will lead to useless process of the filing patents. Then the third concept is wait until the invention is fully developed for commercial working before applying for patent. So before going for patent, make sure that your invention will be a proper one and it will be a very successful, right? Otherwise, your invention will not be patented. Yeah. Types of patent applications, not a problem. Fee payment for applications, this is the most important one. Recently, the fees for filing a patent was reduced by our government. In the early stages, for getting a patent, we have to spend nearly 28,000, right? But nowadays, after 2021, the 80% of the fees was waived by the government, and now we have to pay around 5,600 for getting a patent for our invention, right? And these are the number of industrial patents filings in India. The upper arrow denotes that patent application filed by non-Indian, right? And the below line is denotes that the patent applications filed by an Indian, right? So till 2020, the applications filed by Indian in India was very low, but in the year 2021 onward, the filing patents by an Indian is rising. Yeah. Then next, filings and grants. Yeah. So in the year 2014 to 15, nearly 43,000 patents were filed. From that, only 6,000 patents was granted. Yeah. But in the year 2021 to 2022, nearly 67,000 patents was filed. Right. But it was 30,000 patents was already granted by the IPR ministry. Yeah. Okay. So the growth of granting patent was very high. Okay, so kindly try to invent something very useful for the public. Try to file a patent for that invention. Surely you will get the patents from the IPR office. Yeah. These are the most patentable countries in the universe. But from that, China having the top one, US having the second one, Japan having the third position. Right. Okay. And India having nearly 61,000 patents only alone. clear? But this is not the top 10. Okay, this is not the top 10. I will show you the India's rank in the universal APR is India holds the 46th rank. This global index innovation index was this 46th rank in the year 2022. Right? This is not the current year rank. This rank was released by the global innovation index in the year 2020-22. Yeah. Top applicants by India and IIT having more applications in the year 2020. Industrial design is the next concept. If we are going to replace a design for a better use, will be considered as the industrial design. Okay, I will show you some images that will be make very useful for you. Right. Yeah, these are the images, and it can easily convey the concept very clearly. Right. For example, we are using these kind of cans or cups in our washrooms, toothbrush, oil cans, bathtubs. Right. Okay. We are having a water can also. Right. Water bottles. We are having so many varieties of water bottles in the market. Right. Okay. If we are going to remodel a water bottle, means it should be very convenient for the public as well. It should be very commercialized one, right? If we are going to remodel a water can, mean you can easily get a chance to get a patent for your invention. Yeah. So these are the varieties of shapes, right? This kind of inventions or will be filing patents under the concept of industrial designs, right? As well the mobile phones, as well the scissors, right? Yeah. I think you got a clear idea about this industrial design with these images alone. Like, we are going to reinvent the same concept with some um, comfortable design or comfortable way will be considered as the industrial designs. Okay, because each and every design or each and every product will be very peculiar, right? That can be used for that own purpose, right? We are not able to use the same scissor which is used for cutting a cloth, for cutting hair, or cutting a rod, right? For cutting a rod, that kind of scissor should be a very hard one. For cutting a hair, it will be very soft one. For cutting a cloth or paper, that will be gentle one, right? Like that, that product specification will be differ. So based on that, we can able to easily manufacture our own designs, right? And the patterns, we can able to create our own varieties of patterns, right? And these patterns will be used in the wall tiles, right? In the floor mats, in even in our dresses also, right? In screens, in tarpaulins, right? So we can able to easily make a pattern, visible patterns in this kind of products. Ornaments, most of the ornaments are unique in nature, right? If you want, you can able to easily pattern this also. But normally the jewelry holders or the ornamenters are not going for pattern for their own creation, because each and every creation having their own uniqueness in this product, right? And this is color combination. If you are going to create a own color with the combination of some others, means you can able to file a patent, right? 3D designs, you can able to file a patent on these kind of design models also, right? Industrial design having a duration of 10 years, maximum 10 years. Okay, but a patent having 20 years. Clear? This is the concept of understanding all IPRs in a single product. Right? Coca-Cola, we all know about this product. This product having copyrights, trademarks, patents, secrets, designs, all in a same single product, right? Okay, logo and script design for the Coca-Cola will be considered as a copyright. Logo, script design, and shape of the bottle will be as a trademarks. Patents for their varied contented plastic, which is located in the cap of the bottle, right? Trade secrets for their taste, design for that industrial design for this bottle, right? As well, the mobile phones, as well, the laptops, each and every product having their own IPRs in different natures. Okay, copyrights. This is the most valuable thing in the IPR because patents having only 20 years duration, industrial designs having only 10 years uh, duration, and it can be extended, okay, up to 5 years based on the product specification. But the copyrights having 60 years. Okay, are you agree with this? Copyrights having 60 years of duration or a validity. The expiry date of a copyright is 60 years, but that 60 years should be calculated from the death of the copyright holder, right? I will explain this with a prompt example, right? And that will be very useful for understanding the concept very clearly, right? And copyrights having this kind of thing, okay? A novel or a poem or a photograph or a movie or a paint, anything can be copyrighted, and the copyrighted duration can be explained by, yeah, this is the general rule is that copyright lasts for 60 years, right? So maximum 60 years copyright can be holded. In the case of original concept or dramatic or musical or an artist or a creation works, the 60-year period is counted from the year following the death of the author. Clear? Okay. If you are not clear means I will explain that concept with this example. Okay. We are having Ayyappan sir with us. Okay. If he was wrote a book in the year 2012, right? In the year 2012, he wrote a book in the name of some engineering concepts. Yeah. And Ayyappan sir, sorry to say this, you died in the year 2021. Clear. So the beginning of the calendar year is 2022, right? Until 2082, the copyright was completely held by the author, right? So no one can able to claim the rights on that particular book because it was already copyrighted. Kindly observe this, right? So you are going to create your own creation in this 2023, right? But you are going to die in the year 2050. So, okay. So your copyrights will begin from the year 2051 onwards, right? From 2051 to somewhat 2010. There. Till that, your copyright will be completely protected by the IPR, right? So the most valuable IPR is this copyright. Clear? Okay. So patents having only 20 years duration, industrial designs having only 10 years, and it can be extended up to 5 years based on the situation. But this copyright having completely 60 years from the death of the author or from the death of the holder, right? I hope this concept is completely clear with you. Right, with this concept, I am going to uh, complete my session, right? And my sincere thanks to the management, to the organizers, to Professor Ayyappan sir for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Uh, Participants, sir, may I ask
Yes, sir.
participants to ask for questions?
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. I'm here to
Participants,
answer
is
all
there
your.
any queries from your side? You can ask.
Yeah, you can raise your queries. I'm here to respond you. No problem.
Is there any queries from your side? Participants, you can raise.